So it's another game week where some of the big hitters scored big points. We go back over game week 11 coming up next. What's up guys, welcome to JNO United, bringing you the best in football news, entertainment and games. Today we're doing a review of game week 11 because it's the international break once again. But that just means I've got time to look over the channel, do some work behind the scenes and work to bring you even better content. So if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, smash that thumbs up button if you did well this game week. And in the comments down below, make sure to answer the question of the day. Are you drafting in Eden Hazard? Because he has clearly burst onto the scene as a FPL potential must-have. And if you are drafting him in, who are you going to replace him with? And of course, as it's the international break, when are you making your transfers? Have you already made them, or are you waiting to see what happens during the international break? So let's have a look at how I did this game week. Well, I managed to get 66 points, which is above the average of 52, although nowhere near the highest score of the game week, which was 129 points. That's only 8 lower than the Dream Team scored, which is a great score by whoever managed to get that. My game week rank was 696,082nd, which isn't too bad, putting me on total points of 602 and giving me a rank of 105,249. So I'm still on the rise, almost in that top 100k. This also meant that it was all green arrows across my Classic and head-to-head leagues. In the JNO Classic, I'm now 124th, and I'm first in the FPL Updates Writers League. I'm also now sitting in 4th in the JNO New School and the JNO So Many Requests Leagues, and in 10th in the Old School League, still struggling to beat some of the people that have been with me for a while now, but we are on the rise. Now we are going to bring something back to FPL today that I used to do last year, which has been asked for by a couple of people, and that's because we are going to start to change the format of FPL today, and we are going to have a look at the JNO Classic, who is in the top 5 positions. And coming in at number 5 is Nishant Salian with Foos Ballers. That's the best I can remember off the top of my head. He has 677 points in total and 56 points scored this game week. His star man being Roberto Firmino, who is a favourite of mine as you all know, but he also has the likes of Sergio Aguero, Diego Costa, Alexis Sanchez, Coutinho and Lukaku. So a lot of heavy hitters there. The unfortunate thing for me is trying to catch this guy up. He has a lot of the players I have, so it's going to be hard to catch up with this guy. We have 2 people on 682 points, so coming in at joint third, first of all we look at Oli Gauta and his team, Gautinho's Displayer. Sorry if I've got that wrong, you're not making it easy with me with the team names. He got 70 points this game week, bringing him up to 682, and the reason he got such a good score was because he does have Hazard already, as well as the likes of Lukaku, Aguero, Mane, Firmino, and last week he would have had Gundogan. Coming in at third with 682 points, with 57 scored this game week, is Franco C with Natural Selection. Thank you for the easy name. Again, he has Firmino and Coutinho, Aguero and Lukaku joined by Christian Benteke, and he has Mesut Ozil instead of the usual Alexis Sanchez, with the likes of Sterling sitting on the bench. So good team there, got him up to third, but he is lagging behind the top 2. Coming in at second with 691 points is Kerr Deng, and he managed to get 81 points this game week with his team All-Stars. Again, at this point in the season, you're going to see some very familiar names in these teams because the top players are going to have the top players in their team. It's interesting to see that he still has Capoue and has the likes of Zaha and Redmond waiting for them to come good, but he still does have some of the big names. He has up front Lukaku, Costa and Aguero, as well as captaining Hazard and Roberto Firmino. And he had George Friend in his team this week, while I had him on the bench. And coming in at first with 694 points is Blair Tinline. Apologies if I said that wrong, I think that's how you should say it. With Tinseltown scoring 70 points this game week. His midfield is absolutely stacked. He has Hazard, Sanchez, Coutinho, Firmino, and then as his cheap 5th midfielder, the goal scoring and assist making Joe Allen. We can see that he's taken the approach of not having expensive defenders, and it has definitely paid off for him. So having looked at the top 5 of the JNO Classic, Now have a quick look at the Dream Team, which would have scored you 137 points, and of course the star man was Eden Hazard, but Pedro and Alonso also get into this team through their performances, and if you had any Chelsea player you probably scored good points this game week. Firmino takes the top scoring Liverpool midfielder slot for this week, but it's getting the norm to see a Liverpool midfielder in this Dream Team of the week. And Ibrahimovic makes it as well, finally paying anyone back that still has him in their team. Now we go to my star of the week, and it would be so easy to go with Eden Hazard, but I'm actually going to go with Pedro, who made the Dream Team of the week, being my star of the week, because he comes in at 7.2 million, which is a lot cheaper than Hazard comes in at. This week he got 1 goal and 2 assists, but also came higher in some underlying stats than Hazard did. His goal involvement was at 60%, he had 8 penalty area touches, 4 attempts on goal, an attempt every 17.8 minutes, created 3 chances, which came in at a minutes per chance created of 23.7 minutes. Now all of those stats were better than Eden Hazard's. Now of course Eden Hazard scored more goals, got more points this game week, but if you actually look at the value there, coming in at a lot cheaper, if Pedro can keep this kind of output up, he may be the one you should go for instead of Eden Hazard. Now what I'm probably going to do is do an episode of FPL versus with Pedro and Eden Hazard. The stats will be hard to compare because Hazard is always a first name on that team sheet, whereas Pedro has kind of been on the periphery until recently, so they haven't played the same amount of minutes. But we can still have a look and see if, despite the fact that Hazard has scored more points, is Pedro, if he's going to stay in the first team, worth it as your Chelsea selection? Or maybe you should just do both like you do with Liverpool. And to cap off the show, we look at the Fool of the Week, and it goes to Stephen Pienaar for getting a red card and getting -2 points as a midfielder. That is pretty terrible, but if you had a Sunderland midfielder in your team, then you've only been asking for it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in today to FPL Today, looking back at Game Week 11. I've been JNO, you guys have been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.